All right, so we're here to talk about our chicken show that will be in 2 weeks. That will be on the 10th of August, so that's 2 weeks from tonight. And you need to have your birds there at the fairgrounds. So they can be judged, and we'll have the auction following that, of course. Okay, and on that Tuesday night, we want you to have your chickens there at 5 o'clock. That's when we'll be doing a registration. And then the show will start at 5:30. Okay, so when they get there, the vet will have to check them all. Okay, they do what is called bleeding chickens. Okay, but they're not going to hurt them, I promise. Okay, it's a tiny little needle. Okay, and they just stick the chicken. Okay, it's just a couple drops of blood, and it just checks to make sure they're not sick. That's all it is. Okay, because we're going to have your chickens around everybody else's chickens, right? So we don't want a bird coming in that's sick and making all the birds sick, and that would be bad, right? So that's all that is. Okay, so when you see them go to bleed the chicken, or somebody says we got to bleed our chickens, okay, don't go crazy. It's fine, I promise. Okay, it's just a little prick, kind of like when the doctor pricks your finger, right? When you go to the doctor, sometimes they want to check your blood, right? Same thing. Okay, that's all we're doing. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up our PowerPoint for tonight. And then I will share that screen and share sound as well. There we go. All right, can everybody see the PowerPoint I have up? I can see a couple of you. Okay, cool. I'm getting some head nods, some thumbs up. All right, so we're going to talk about our before the meeting. Okay, so you should have some birds at your house, right? Okay, and they should be looking pretty close to this. Okay, the ones on the right of the screen, those are some black sex-linked chickens that we've had before. Okay, and those was at the fair. So if you have the black sex-link, they should look similar to that. The ones on the left, though, those are Rhode Island Reds. Okay, so if you got the Leghorn chickens, they won't exactly look like that. Okay, so yours will look a little different. But you can see that this is how it will be set up at the fair. We'll have these pens, and that's what you will bring your chickens to as soon as the vet's done with them. You'll put your 3 chickens into a pen. Okay, we'll put a number on that pen. Okay, that way your name's not on it when the judge comes by to look at them. Okay, so because we don't want anybody to win their chickens just because that their last name is Smith or whatever, right? Okay, so just have a number on there, and that number will be on a sheet with your name that we'll know, okay, but the judge won't know, okay? So you've got all these birds running around your house. How are you going to pick the 3 that you're going to bring to the fair? Okay, so the first thing you want to look at is the size of your bird. Okay, you want to make sure it's a good, healthy bird. But the most important part right here is that they're uniform, meaning that they all look like each other, right? You may have 2 amazing chickens and then one that's not so good, right? Rather have 3 that are good chickens than 2 and 1, okay? Because even though those 2 look great, something happened, right? And that one didn't do so well. So you want them all to be pretty much the same, okay? To get the best score out of those birds, you want them to be equal, right? So you're looking for 3 birds that are uniform in size, that look nice and healthy, okay? And then you want to look at their combs, okay? Their combs should be nice and red, should be standing up, okay? And that tells the judge a few things, okay? The redness of the comb and the height, a lot of times that will tell if it's got accurate sunlight, okay? The birds have not been getting enough sun, their combs would be underdeveloped, okay? So let me give you an example. If you're looking in the picture there, okay, if I were to pick the chickens I was going to take out of those birds that are in that picture, I would take the 3 on the right. Okay, look at the bird on the left. Look at its comb. You see how short it is? It's not very red. Okay, so that's probably why I would pull that one out. Okay, so the 3 on the left, okay, or 3 on the right, sorry, are the ones that look the most alike, right? Look nice and healthy. They got nice red combs. Okay, so those are the 3 I'd pick out of that picture. Okay, so a couple more things we want to look at. We talked about the maturity, okay, about how they look, right? Nice and healthy, big birds. Okay, there's a couple other ways you can tell. These birds are getting close to starting to lay. Okay, I don't know if any of y'all have any eggs yet. I know Tyler doesn't have any from his yet. So it's probably going to be a little bit longer. Okay, so don't worry if your birds are not laying yet, probably shouldn't. Okay, probably going to be closer toward the end of the month. Okay, but a couple things that you can tell when they're getting ready to lay, okay, and this tells you how mature your bird is, how fast it's progressing, is one, you can look at its legs. Okay, so if you look, especially on the browns, okay, if you look at their legs, okay, you've got some that are brightly colored and some that are getting a little dull, right? Okay, so what actually happens there is pectin, which is coloring, okay, in the legs. The hen's body actually absorbs some of that for the eggshells, okay? So you can really see it really good on like a white leghorn. They have really bright yellow legs. And then when they start laying, they kind of get a little more dull, okay? And that's why. So that's a good indication that they're getting ready to lay. Okay, another one is you can check their uterine tightness or their egg sac tightness, okay? And you do that by rolling the chicken over, okay, and really gently feeling between their legs there where the cochlea is, okay? And if you feel a hard ball, sort of, they're not ready to lay yet, okay? When that muscle starts getting loose, that's when they're fixing to start laying eggs for you, okay? So, and you can just feel on their feathers, okay? And you can feel that kind of like little ball where the egg sac is, okay? So, and if it's really hard still, they're not as mature as one that's a little bit looser, okay? So once those muscles start loosening, they're getting ready to start laying eggs. So that gives you an idea about maturity. And the last one, they need to be cuddly. Okay, I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. Okay, they don't have to be cuddly, but you're going to have to prep these chickens. Okay, and that means washing them. And you need these ladies to cooperate with you, right? Okay, you don't want to be having to hold a leg while the chicken's trying to fly away while you're trying to bathe the chicken and get it ready for the show, right? So we actually have a video of Miss Peyton, who has been in the chicken project before. And she actually has here a barred rock hen. Okay, you'll see it's black and white. Okay, and it's a video, so make sure you got your sound turned up good so you can hear. And we're going to watch Miss Peyton. Video's about 7 minutes, I think. Okay, so not too long. But she's going to go through the whole process of washing this chicken and getting it ready for the show. Okay, so let's watch Miss Peyton and see what we can learn.
Hi, my name is Peyton, and today I'll be telling you how to get a chicken ready for a show. So first, you get out all your necessary supplies, which are 3 tubs white vinegar, ivory soap, water, a towel, olive oil, hairspray, VetRx, silk rag, chicken, baby oil, sponge, and wedge applicators. So after you get all your necessary things, you want to fill the buckets up halfway with water, and then in the first bucket you want to put vinegar until you can see it, like right here, and then in the second bucket you want to put soap, and in the third bucket it's just plain water. After you got all that done, then you want to get your chicken and put it in the vinegar bucket. it's cold. I know it's cold. I know it's cold. Now slosh it around so it gets all the feathers wet. And you like that?
Hey.
And then next you want to take it, your wet chicken, and put it in soapy water. No, it's vinegar off. And get all the vinegar off of them. Slosh it around, but you want to try not to get all of their wobbles and combs wet, so we can put the Veterex on it. You know it's cold. You like that? Just like it. All soapy. And next, you want to put it in the water, the third. Get all unsoapy. Get its head feathers wet. And then make the chicken burrito with the towel wrapped in it. And then you make the chicken burrito and wrap it up in a towel. It's okay. Wrap it up. And then, what you want to do, come over here and take the sponge and baby oil and put some baby oil on the edge of it. And you're going to wash its legs and get all the dirt off. And this gets all the dirt off, and you want to go downward so you don't get the scales to come up, because when they go up they're not as pretty and shiny. And I'm going to do this with each of them. And while I'm doing this, the only soap that you want to use is the ivory soap, because the Dawn soap makes the grease come out of their feathers, and you don't want them to do that because it makes them not oily, and you want their feathers to be oily for the show. Oh, that's awesome. That's cute. And you want to do this a couple days before, because if not, then they don't have time to air out and get all their feathers all pretty. So once you've done that, then you're gonna take the Veterex, which you can get at Tractor Supply, and your Veterex and the wedge applicator sponges, which you can get at Walmart. Okay. And you're just gonna put a little bit of that on the edge of it. And you're gonna get its comb, and this makes it a lot redder and a lot brighter for the judges. You're gonna get its comb, its wattles, and around its eyes. Makes it a lot redder. Oh, she fell asleep. That's adorable. Makes it look a lot better. Oh, come here. I got really sneaky. Come away. See, it's okay. Kitty won't hurt you. Come away. And then that makes it look a lot better. And then I'm gonna rub it a little bit. it all dry and fluffy. They don't have to be completely dry, just you don't want them dripping wet. And then what you're gonna do next is take it out of its burrito. Oh gosh. And then take once it's almost dry, you're gonna take the olive oil hairspray, what you can get at Walmart in the hairspray section. You're gonna take it and you're going to spray it and you're gonna rub it with the silk rag. It makes it pretty shiny. It's okay. It's okay, girl. It's okay. And you want to do this about 3 or 4 times to make it shiny. Pretty. Get under their feathers. It's okay. And that's basically how you get a chicken ready for show. Thanks for watching. Bye.
All right, so hopefully you guys learned some things watching Peyton's washing of her chicken. If you need to know any of those products that she used, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to send that to you. She did a really good job going over it all. You do need to do that a couple days before the show, as she said, because otherwise the chicken's going to be wet, okay? And wet feathers don't look great. Shiny feathers look good, right? Wet feathers, not so much, okay? So that'll give them a day or two to air out and for all their natural oils to come back out good in their feathers. So they'll be nice and shiny for the show, okay? So we have our awards we want to talk about real quick in case you guys forgot about those. And we'll finish up here in just a minute. So the awards, okay? So you bring your 3 birds to the show. You're going to get awards for a blue or red pin of chickens, okay? So it won't be each individual chicken, it will be the 3 together, right? Okay, so that's why I said you want those 3 to be uniform, want them to be the same, okay? Because you're going to either get a blue pin or a red pin, okay? Then they're going to go down through there while they're judging these, and they're going to pick out a breed champion and a reserve champion, okay? So that would be for each breed, okay? So we'll have a champion for our Leghorns, and we'll have a champion for our Black Sex-Link. We'll also have a reserve champion for our Leghorns and a reserve champion for our Black Sex-Link, okay? And then one of those champions is going to end up the best of show, okay? So that means regardless of breed, they're the best pin of chickens in the barn, okay? So, and if that happens, you're going to win some prize money, and we'll talk about that in 1 second. And of course, also for the auction, they're going to go really high if they place well, right? Okay. So obviously the best of show chicken is going to sell more than a red pin of chickens, right? They got the red ribbon. I did put on here about record book. We talked about that at the beginning. I don't know how many of y'all have been catching up with that. If you've been keeping up with your records, how much you've been spending, that sort of thing, if you will just comment in the text about that. That way I know how many people have been doing that, keeping up the record book. I know me and Mr. Noah have both been super busy. We've been out of state a couple times. Haven't got to see you guys as much as we'd like over the summer. So if you haven't, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. But if you have been keeping a record book, just let me know that in the chat, please. Okay. All right. So cash money. Okay. Now this is just award money. Okay. We'll talk about auction in just a second. So for a red pin of chickens, that's worth $5. For a blue ribbon pin, that's $10. Reserve champions will get 15. Champions of breeds will get 25. And then the best of show will get 35. Now, those go up through there, right? Okay, so the better that your chickens are, okay, the more money you're going to get for just cash prizes, right, for your awards. Also, if you have the best of breed, the reserve of breed, or the best of show, you're also going to get a plaque. Okay, those plaques are really nice that we get for that. So you'll get a plaque and some money. Now, beyond that, the auction. Let me explain how the auction works so you guys will know. The auction will start right after the show, okay? So the way that the auction works is people bid on your chickens, okay? The money is paid directly to you. Okay, so what I've told lots of 4-Hers in the past, the money is going to be paid to you. So if you're unsure if you want to sell your chickens or not, you can always buy them back yourself, because who would you be paying? Yourself, right? Okay, so you wouldn't be out any money if you want to keep them. Okay. However, if your birds start selling and they're going for $10, $15, $20 a piece, that means that's $60, right? And maybe it gets to an amount of money that you go, you know what? I like those 3 chickens, but I'd rather have $100, right? Then you can just go ahead and stop bidding and let somebody else buy those chickens, right? Okay, that's totally up to you how you want to do that. Okay, if you want to be in the show for sure, really don't want to sell them, you can shoot me an email. We can talk about that. But I would encourage you to be in the sale, because like I said, the money's coming back to you, right? So if you decide you want to keep them, you just bid the highest number and you're not going to have to pay anybody because you're paying yourself. Okay, so you'll get to keep them. Make sense? All right. So that is all on the PowerPoint. Let me stop the screen. And you guys are welcome to unmute or put in the text box if you have any questions about the show. Any questions about our show in 2 weeks? All right, if you guys don't have any questions, go ahead and hit